Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 9th episode of the Islanders podcast. My name is James.
And my name is Daniel.
My name is Yen.
Today, we have a very special guest with us. She's, again, our classmate.
Yeah.
And she just came back from Singapore after 1 year of exchange, right?
She's trying to live in a colorful life, but keep in a low profile.
I would say her college life is like the advertised college life.
Yeah.
And we all maybe strive to be like her a little bit.
Yeah. That's true.
So today she's going to share her experience in Singapore and her experience in internship. Also. Yeah. And also we're going to talk about maybe hobby of hers.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to talk about that later. And now we will welcome our guest. Her name is Tiffany. Let's give her a round of applause.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the studio.
Yeah. How do you feel about this studio?
Well, this is my first time recording a podcast.
Yeah,
so
very glad.
I found that all the gadgets it's just so amazing.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like it's something I'm not really familiar with before this recording experience.
Yeah, I would say we were also learning
in this
when we
progress.
started.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of stuff that we don't know still to this point.
Yeah.
So
but we try to maximize what we have.
Do you have the habit to listen to the podcast?
Podcasting or radio maybe?
Actually, no. To be honest.
Okay.
But from time to time, I do have a hobby of listening to audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Yeah. When I'm in the MRT or when I'm
That's
traveling.
Like commuting time, right?
Commuting time. I and James also like audiobooks very much too.
I don't listen to audiobooks.
Really?
I listen to podcasts.
A podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
But audiobooks is something I would like to get into maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when we invite you to our podcast show?
Well, actually, I found that I was quite excited because I didn't have this kind of experience before, and also it's because although I'm in the department of IPE, I don't really get to know a lot of people.
A lot of classmates.
Yeah, a lot of classmates somehow.
Yes.
So by this experience, I get to have a chance to be more familiar with you guys.
That's very good. That's very good.
I think
good chance.
overall, I was quite excited about this.
Okay, that's nice. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, so we wanted to have you on this show because we know that you have a prolific, maybe. Life, and we want to hear you talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so flattered.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you first of all, because this is sort of like an English learning podcast.
Yes.
So for every guest, we would like to ask them what were their English learning process. Yeah.
You mean from which kind of process?
Like since you were a child,
since you were a little child to now, speak fluently. How did this come to be? Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I don't really consider myself as speaking English fluently, but
it's true fluent.
Not really, but okay, thank you. But my English learning process, I would say it is just regular.
Regular.
I don't really.
So you follow the curriculum of schools.
If you're talking about this point, actually no, because before I entered the primary school, I do stay in
some kindergarten, double language one.
Bilingual
Bilingual
programs like that. But
it's a lot like me. It's a lot like my process. I also learned in a bilingual kindergarten.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Did your parents speak English to you? Or did
they never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the point is studying in a bilingual school and kindergarten. I don't think it's a necessary element to be very fluent in English.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's just a starting point because there are a lot of things you have to do after that.
Yeah.
To get to a workable level.
And the mind of child is easily to mold and also to
more
fit
malleable
into a new framework of language or something.
Yeah. you learn languages quicker when you're a child.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wow.
Definitely.
You and Jen had already won in the beginning of your life.
Yeah. I would say in some degree that's true. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. We're privileged to have.
I partly agree with this point. Yeah, because like our native language is Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
And we don't really have to consciously learn it before we acquire.
Like because you live in this environment, so naturally you learn Mandarin.
So,
right.
I found that like a lot of people who want to learn English but cannot master, or they found they themselves cannot master English. They have some kind of in my opinion misunderstanding in learning English.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people, learning English is like maybe like learning math or learning
a
science.
subject.
Yeah, we actually talked about this in the first episode, like in the pilot episode.
Really?
So we said like people actually treat English like it's a subject.
Yeah.
So it makes you lose interest very quickly.
Yeah,
right?
that's the point. But the point is, I think English instead of a subject, I think it's more like learning a new culture.
The cultural learning process.
And the English is just the medium.
The medium that you have to understand that culture. That's true.
That's the point. Like for example, if you want to learn or if you want to understand more about American culture, you might want to look at their I don't know,
right?
their like Netflix
slangs,
or
some
TV dramas. Then you will just unconsciously learn English.
Learn English.
Yeah.
That's very true because like for English in America or in Australia or something, it's completely different, right?
Yeah.
So you actually reading, it's really like learning a new culture.
Yeah, true.
But I think a lot of it ties into like the way like English is taught.
In Taiwan,
it's taught for class for exam purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, so people don't really get to enjoy the culture,
Right.
We only focus on memorize vocabularies
or grammars or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And not getting into the content of the language usage of it.
We didn't get much chance to practice in our daily life.
But I think that's more about the environment problem.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because
true.
you are not in an environment that speaks English.
Like you don't need to use English in your life.
That's true.
To get food or something, When you need to use that language to get food, or something, then you would learn it very quickly, right?
So maybe how about
are there any techniques maybe or activities that you attend to help you learn English better?
Yeah.
So last time when Crystal was here, she told us that she used a technique called shadowing.
Shadowing.
Okay, so she would hear somebody speak an article, read an article
after,
and then she would read
directly after.
For many times.
Yeah,
is that something you do, or do you do something else?
Not in English, but in Japanese. I was studying Japanese currently, and I'm also a big fan of anime. Sometimes I was just shadowing the script,
like the script of the anime.
Okay, that's
script
interesting.
of the whole anime.
Like how about for English then?
Yeah.
What do you do for English?
For English,
do you watch Netflix a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what
I do
watch?
shadowing less in English.
Okay. What do you watch on Netflix?
Or watch animes on
Stranger
Netflix.
Things?
Yeah, I have to admit that I also watch animes on
That's
Netflix.
great. Yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah. So what else do you watch? Maybe do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, actually, I'm a subscriber of The Economist.
Economist.
Yeah.
Economist. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like an economic magazine.
Yes, it's more for people in financial sector.
Yeah.
Or like working.
Just like you study the financial sector.
Yeah, I'm a second major of quantitative finance student, so I found that economists always have some kind of
insights for you.
Interesting insights. Yeah.
The magazine is very cute. It's like a very small, right?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I watch it online.
Also, you buy the ebook. The electronic version of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's quite great.
That's good.
Yeah, so how about maybe in the language learning process? You have been to Singapore, right? So at Singapore, people just use English in daily life. So, how do you think about maybe at that point, maybe your English ability will be improved, or in some way, kind of getting more fluent? Is there something kind of you learn more at Singapore?
All in all, I would say yes and no.
Oh, yes and no.
Yeah, because I think this is a common stereotypes for Taiwanese. They often think that Singaporeans can speak like
fluent
English fluently.
Yeah.
But actually, like they are not speaking English, they are speaking Singlish. Which is a very brand new language created by Singaporeans.
So can you provide us some examples about Singlish?
Singlish is more like a combination of Hokkien and Cantonese and Mandarin and English.
Yeah, it's like a combination of all these things.
For example, if I said, I'm fine with this, then in Singlish, they will say, I'm fine with this law.
Okay, so they have they have like a...
So they have like the la le law
ending. La le law from Hokkien.
That is actually...
Yeah, that's quite interesting. The merging of different languages. Quite
like Indian style English, right?
No, it's a little bit different. Indian is like accent, but in Singapore they actually
the language merged.
They are
almost like a new
English,
language,
right? They mix some the other language to English.
It's very much the same, like you mix English in Chinese.
In Chinese.
Or in
like the
Cantonese,
Chinglish we say,
So they are like completely opposite. They mix the Hokkien into English.
The elements into the sentence, right? Directly.
Because that's Singapore is an immigration nation. Actually, most of the people they're actually from different countries near Singapore.
Malaysia, like
China, Indonesia,
and India.
Taiwan is a lot. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I think their culture as well as their language just merged together.
Yeah, and also have the diversity at some point.
Very true.
Yeah. Okay. So why did you choose Singapore as your destination?
I think this question can divide it into two.
Okay.
Like why Singapore and why NUS? First of all, like before I chose NUS, I already know that it's a very prestigious university.
That's
which
true.
is ranked
very high.
Like 1 or 2 in Asia. So actually, at that time, I was quite curious about like how a top tier tier 1 uni in Asia would be like.
Wow, that would be interesting.
Yeah, and another reason is because the foreign language I knew at that time was only English. Yeah, and I think that if I want to stay in a country and really live as a local, I think I have to at least have a very basic understanding of their language they are using. So my choices just suddenly qualified into Singapore, Switzerland, and like some countries, some unis in US. So and eventually I chose Singapore.
Okay.
So continue the question. How about why choosing NUS?
First of all, it's famous, but the really main reason is because I was a 双专长的英文是什么？
Interdisciplinary.
Like a double major, that's true.
Something like a double major,
Wait, so if I speak Chinese during our...
That's okay,
you'll be fine.
Oh,
we will send the fine to you.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
20K.
Okay, then there's another fine to get through.
Okay.
So interdisciplinary background help you to make a choice or what?
For
yes, actually, my 2 in this interdisciplinary majors are chemical engineering and quantitative finance. And in Singapore, the 2 major industries that gains the most GDP to Singapore is chemical engineering and finance.
Wow. So you especially focus on this kind of index to look for universities to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's quantitative. in some degree.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you're choosing to start an exchange life in the uni, you want to, like, at least for me, I would like to experience something that I couldn't experience
In Taiwan, right?
in THU and in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So based on these reasons, I chose NUS, where I can meet a lot of very talented people in chemical engineering and finance.
So which department do you choose to enter?
Chemical engineering, right?
Yeah, chemical engineering and economics.
Okay.
Both?
Yeah, both.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
So do they have like the same department, like kind of situation over there, or do you just pick the courses?
Oh,
do you need to choose like a specific department you want to exchange with?
I have to, like, if I choose a specific department, then I will have the privilege to choose that course in that department first. Comparing to other exchange students.
It's quite similar, like in our system in NTHU.
Yeah.
So you choose chemical engineering, right?
And economics.
Yeah. So you can choose two.
I can choose two.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So what courses did you take over there?
For economics courses, I took macroecons 1, 2, and microecons 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And for chemical engineering major courses, I took actually quite a lot, but it's kind of boring. So can I just like
just skip this part.
Okay, skip it.
Yeah.
Most exchange I think most exchange students just choose kind of a lesser course for them, can go to different places to play.
Yeah. I think a lot of exchange students chose this
as their kind of strategy.
Yeah.
But you chose a lot of courses.
Yeah,
right?
but actually I overtook courses.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I took like 24 or 28 credits per semester.
Okay.
Wow.
Per semester. That's crazily.
Yeah.
Lots
that's
of
scary.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Even
more than you would take in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I just like to abuse myself.
Okay.
Wow.
So how about the course? Is their course more difficult than our course?
For chemical engineering courses, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
I think another different part between NUS and NTHU is that I think the departments in NUS have the huge authority to
over students maybe.
Even over professors. I would say.
Professors, right?
Yeah. For example, if you want to take a course or add a course, professor is not the person
you're going to
ask.
Yes.
Instead, you're going to ask the department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And different departments, their culture varies a lot. And for Chem Eng, their department culture, I would say, is more aggressive. Yeah. And
that's a sharp word.
Yeah. And they gave me a feeling that they want us to learn everything in every courses.
Okay. So it's very high pressure.
Yeah, very high pressure.
Yeah.
So how's it different if you think about maybe the like the learning culture between you and your classmates in NUS, or like the teaching style of teachers is different from NTHU? Is there something very impressive for you want to share about?
I think for the teaching style, one thing I really admire was the online web lecture system. Yeah. They have this kind of online web lecture system that enables students who cannot join the class, who, can still be able to see to be able to watch the lecture
afterward.
The offline lecture.
So the course is open to everyone?
No, it's only open to
the people who take the class.
Yeah,
right?
to people who take the class.
Okay.
So even you have another course at the same time, you can still watch this online course?
So you can maybe take two courses that occupy
time?
the same time slot. Can you do that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
In some schools in the U.S., I think that you can do that. You can take 2 classes that are occupied the same time slot, and you just watch one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a really good point about that system is that if you found that you don't understand a specific part in the lecture, then you can just replay
the lecture.
Oh yeah, that's very helpful.
Actually, this is the way how I learn diffusion and phase transformation.
They like in NTHU, some famous courses, I would say.
Yeah, we also rely heavily
posted online.
On online content.
Yeah, I think that's the way that can make
more efficient learning.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
So the next question I wanted to ask is, do the students there mainly use English to communicate with each other? Or
yes,
do they not? They do?
Yeah.
Okay. So even though like there are Singaporean natives, they also speak English with each other.
Yeah.
And not like Malay or like Singapore.
I think the best language they can speak
is English.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, even though they know other languages, they will tend to speak English in the uni.
Okay.
And I think it's based on the reason that they know that people around them might not understand their own
native
language.
tongue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like you say Hokkien and the
Yeah.
other ones is Malay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
very different.
Okay,
that makes sense. Yeah, for
so,
a kind of international, a very very high profile.
Cool.
College.
So it's like a full
Exactly.
English
It's for English environment
Yes.
too. That's really cool.
Like even in Hong Kong, they still speak Cantonese. They
Yeah.
don't use
Kind of
like
in
full
Hong
English.
Kong.
Yeah,
Like in Hong Kong, most people is able to speak Cantonese.
can speak English, but they don't use it
Yeah,
daily.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's not like
True.
it's different. Very different to use it
difference.
daily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you notice like the difference in English ability between their students and
our students? Yeah.
In terms of English
Yeah.
ability.
Like kind of
Or
overall
maybe
overall
speaking
skills,
or something.
In terms of speaking, I think that the point is, since English is more like their first language,
yeah.
or you could say Singlish.
Singlish.
Yeah. So they're not ashamed to speak English in front of
they're
other
not
people.
afraid of speaking English
Yeah.
or speaking wrong or
Yeah.
having more confidence to speak in English.
Even though their sentences are grammatically wrong.
Yeah.
Grammatically
wrong.
Grammatically
wrong,
Wrong.
incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though their language, their sentence speaking was wrong,
Yeah.
they
still
still
speak it.
consider
Okay.
it as correct Singlish.
Yeah. So about
Correct Singlish.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kind of the
Yeah,
mistaken
okay.
one or
Yeah.
a bit.
that's interesting.
Yeah. That's cool.
So in response to this, I have two things I want to share.
Okay.
So here in Taiwan, you know, we are very afraid to speak English in public.
That's totally true.
You know, and
In all
even
experience.
between each other, you know, we think it's like a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so basically why we wanted to start this podcast is also due to this reason. We wanted to break this kind of barrier
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit.
People.
Yeah.
And also provide a new way for people to practice English.
Yeah, to practice English,
Yeah.
and also introduce people to podcasting.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to share is that confidence really plays a big part.
That's true. That's
You know,
why we need alcohol.
Once we had a guest on our show, and then his English wasn't like the best, you know, but he was able. He had the confidence to speak like every sentence.
Yeah, and,
You know,
and
to
he
speak
knows a
them
lot
out
about
loud. Yeah,
what the
so-
topic about he wants to talk about.
Yeah. So
Ah.
even though his sentences weren't like grammatically correct, they were still like you feel like he could speak like really good English.
And you know that he just control his words and he know about what he's talking about.
He has a lot of confidence
Yeah,
in
yeah.
what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
That's really cool.
Yes, I think this podcast program actually helped me to pass the IELTS exam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Daniel.
We'll see the
Congrats.
score like maybe 2 days later.
2 days later. Yeah.
Maybe on Friday I will say, "Oh, awkward."
Awkward.
Awkward.
I'm sure it will do pretty well on the speaking part. Yeah.
So how about the student in Singapore?
Anyways,
Are they
yes.
more eager to learning than student in NTSU?
Is there a feeling or kind of a trend like that?
Like, do they focus more on
Study,
like academics,
yeah, or academics.
rather than club activities or something?
I think overall, they focus more on club activities
Oh,
comparing to
Really?
NTHU. I won't say Taiwan.
Okay.
I would say
yeah.
NTHU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the main reason can be attributed to our education system.
Oh,
Yeah, because for most Singaporeans, they have to attend. For guys, they have to attend 2 years of military service.
Okay.
So when they graduated from uni, they're already like 24.
24, yeah.
Yeah, so which means that they don't really have enough time, or they don't want to spend more money, an extra money for a master degree.
Okay.
So most of them don't take master degree.
Yeah.
Only have the bachelor one.
Yeah, maybe for MBAs.
MBAs.
But that's after.
That's after
yeah,
you go to work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's after you have something.
You have
to
some money.
administer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, that's true.
Yes. So for a lot of Singaporeans, when they understand that they're going to work after
Okay.
after their university program, they realize that it's their last 4 years to have fun.
To have fun,
Yeah.
to entertain themselves.
Okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting.
Yeah, they found that
Way
they have
to
to seize
think
the
about
day.
it.
They have to
Yeah.
do everything they
That's
like.
nice. That's nice.
Okay.
Originally, I think a student in other country maybe are more motivated to learn, or
Or more competitive,
For
maybe.
competitive.
the
Yeah.
environment is more competitive.
Yeah, but I think motivation and motivative and competitive is totally different
Yeah.
things.
They are two independent
You can be
questions.
motivated and to study or to academic things to make you more competitive, or you can be motivated to do anything else. But academic performance or something we could call quote unquote competitive things.
Yeah.
It's not quite kind of the common standards for everyone to reach.
True.
Like for me, I'm not taking the academic performance as my competitivity things.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And also, it's interesting how like the military service actually influences their decision, their life
that's
decisions.
cool. That's a really
yeah.
cool point for me.
Yeah, but I think the reason of military service is more like my opinion.
Okay.
Because like imagine that you're already 24, but you are just a fresh.
A freshman, or
No, not a freshman, like a fresh.
Like you just graduated. You
Yeah,
just
you just
graduated.
graduated.
university.
fresh graduate.
Okay.
just freshman to the society. we can
Yeah.
say. Yeah. Okay, so like for experience in Singapore, like everyone know that Singapore has a very different like government system and society they have a very different society with Taiwan. So have you like getting out of the campus and having some interaction with local peoples, or have you have some feelings with the kind of the different societies with Taiwan? Is there any experience of that? Or you just focus on your study for most time?
I think like apart from focusing on my study, I spend quite a lot of time in my internship in Singapore. Yeah, so I get to have a glimpse of the
industry,
working, the working society, working culture, and the whole atmosphere and the working environment of Singapore.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel about the working environment? Is it will be high pressured, or it's just kind of normal like daily life things?
In terms of the startup, I was an intern in a fintech startup.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, and I found that the whole working pace was much faster overall in Singapore comparing to Taiwan.
Really?
Yeah, because I also did some internship in Taiwan as well, and I found that like Singaporeans are famous for something called Kiasuism.
Kiasuism?
Kiasu. Like Kiasu is Hokkien. It means that afraid to lose.
Oh, Kiasuism.
Kiasuism.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think when they're right.
I'll learn it. I like to learn it.
It's English, a combination of Hokkien and English.
Yeah.
Cowbellism.
Yeah, we should try to create some of the vocabulary of our own, right?
Yeah. But I think that's a startup. It's either you run faster or you die. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true for startups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one more question I want to ask is did you experience any culture shock? Mainly between Singapore and Taiwan.
I think culture shock is something you'll definitely encounter when you're in a foreign country.
Okay.
Yeah, but not always about like the culture shock from Singaporeans, but sometimes also from people in with other nationalities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
it's such a melting pot, right?
Yeah, right.
Especially in Singapore.
Yeah, and like in Singapore as an exchange student, I also spend a lot of time with other exchange students.
Yeah,
which are
community,
from,
right?
Yeah, which are from different countries. So I do had some culture shock with them, but like I think it's nothing about good or bad. It's just about like we are different.
You just have to get used to it.
That depends on your definition about culture shocks.
Yeah. So like, for example, one of a really good friend of mine, she was a Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah. And
can you share your Japanese like anime or the Japanese culture interest? Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's a very interesting part because like for Japanese, talking about anime was a shameful thing. Which would be considered otaku.
Otaku, like nerdy guys.
Nerdy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think Japanese are it's a very
kind of a conservative society.
Very
conservative.
Conservative, yeah.
By the way, Daniel was offended by the comment over
anime.
Always talk about Jojo me, and
He's a Jojo fan.
He always talks about anime, so he was
I feel shame.
Offended by your comment right there.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm also a Jojo fan, so
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really rare.
So actually, we are in the same group.
Get out.
I'm not the enemy.
Maybe
get out.
Leave that with a break.
And we leave the studio.
Awkward. We haven't thought about our guest is a Jojo fan, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Did not think about it.
Never think about it. Yeah.
Maybe you two talk now. Okay.
Then we get out.
Yeah. We quiet.
Yeah. We quiet.
Yes, you can return in the next section.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the culture shock part, right?
That's the culture shock we have experienced right now.
Yeah. We don't watch Jojo.
Sorry to shock you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah. Let's just continue. What were you talking about? Sorry to cut you off.
Don't mind. Yeah, so I think because Japan is a very conservative society.
It's super conservative. It's like heavily conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at first I found that it's hard to understand what they are really thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh, so they don't talk openly about their feelings or something.
Yeah, and or even when they wanted to say no, they will use the
very long sentences and trying to avoid all the points they want to
For
talk
example,
about.
they might say that I will reply you. I will reply to you later.
Like to be as polite as possible.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe I will check my schedule and go back to you later.
And when you're waiting for her to check out his schedule, then she's just leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's quite interesting.
So, are there many Taiwanese students like you in Singapore?
In Singapore, like in the US?
You mean Taiwanese exchange students?
Yeah.
Actually, there was also another Taiwanese exchange student in US, and she is from NTHU as well.
Oh.
Yeah, but actually, I don't really get to know a lot. Have a lot of interaction with her.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But you met a lot of new international students.
Yeah.
So it's really worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how was the food, maybe?
In Singapore.
Do you
it's better than
the Singaporean food?
Yeah. I saw your facial expression.
Is it better than Hsinchu?
Well,
as a
do I really have to compare between these two?
As a native Hsinchu born,
we want to blame you for the food.
Yes.
And the horrible weather.
Yeah, I think.
And the traffic.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is just horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's the Singaporean food? You have tried the bak kut teh. You have to have bak kut teh.
I did, but like when it comes to bak kut teh and when you talk to a Malaysia about bak kut teh in Singapore, they will say that the bak kut teh in Singapore was fake.
It's fake one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always think the dishes in Hsinchu are fake one compared to other countries.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a dish I really liked in Singapore.
What was it?
It was chili crab.
Chili crab. Oh, I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it
You've
a lot.
tried it before?
Yeah, I tried it before. I went to Singapore once.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
for like
how does it
3
make?
days
I have no
only.
idea about what it is.
It's like a curry. You know?
Yeah.
Curry.
It's like a lot of spices with like a huge crab inside.
Yeah, it's like a huge crab, like cooked with some eggs or some like
and a lot of
sauce.
spices.
Yeah.
Like salted eggs.
Yeah.
Or like yeah, it's very special.
Wow.
There
Yeah.
is one restaurant in Taipei. It's from Singapore. So Jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Singapore.
Maybe I'll try next
It's
time.
in Xinyi district. It's very expensive.
Bleh.
The crabs are like super expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll try out.
Yeah.
You
the
should
taste
try it
was
like once.
spectacular.
Yeah.
But I would recommend you try it in Singapore.
It sounds very delicious for me. Yeah.
It is. True.
So
It's
how
very good.
about the price?
Price here.
How
Oh.
much does it take for the meal?
Like, it was about 80 sing for
80 sing for a dish.
set of
A set,
chili
okay.
crab, which is quite enough for 2 to 3 people. And 80 sing was about
25 NT dollar.
18
One
1
Singapore is 25
K.
20.
Taiwanese dollars, right? Is
Yeah.
it? Okay. Never mind. It's expensive.
One sing
right?
equals to 22.
22.
Oh, okay.
And that's
$22.
RMB.
Okay.
So let's count with 20. So it's like maybe 1,000 and maybe 600 or 700.
Yeah.
But how about normal food you eat day to day?
Yeah.
Oh.
How much is the food
cost.
over
Like
there?
school restaurant.
Yeah.
I think there's some,
Living expenses maybe.
Ah,
How much is
okay,
it
okay.
compared to Taiwan?
I think in Singapore, because they have some kind of very different culture called hawker center.
Hawker center.
It's a bit like night
Hawker
market.
center, right?
Yeah.
It's like a food court.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
food
food
court.
court
Okay.
where you can eat a lot of different dishes there
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a very affordable price.
There is like a restaurant called Hawker Chen, and it makes like Cantonese like braised pork
Yes.
rice, and it opened this shop in Taiwan.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very famous,
Cool.
and
Have
they
you
sell
tried it
like
before?
for very cheap in Singapore, like $1 or $2 Singapore dollars for like a meal. Like I think $2 or $3 Singapore dollars for.
So
a meal.
most time you go to the like a hawker. You said about.
Yeah.
It's just like a exotic buffet.
Not
It's
really
not a
like a
buffet.
It's like a food
buffet.
court.
It's like
There are a
food
lot
court.
of food stands, maybe.
It's just like a
Yeah.
student
Yeah.
restaurant we have in Taiwan, but
better,
but better,
version.
yeah, a better version.
Perhaps, like I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll take a break right now, and
Yeah.
then when we come
Cool.
back, we'll talk about a bit more about maybe your hobbies.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll see you later. Hello, welcome back from the break. How was the break, Tiffany?
戻りました。戻りました。
Quite
It's
interesting.
very great.
In the
Yeah.
break,
Yeah.
Talk about some
I
shitty
just
things.
finished 2 bottles of beers.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I have.
Sorry.
Are you somebody who like gets drunk easily?
I don't think I'm a person who get drunk easily.
Do you drink?
Okay. Do you drink a lot?
I
or-
drink, but it's hard for me to doze off because
Okay.
I will vomit before.
Oh.
before that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's like you're drunk still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like unlikely for me to do something that is
That's stupid.
proper.
Stupid. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
pass
it's
out.
awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 So don't drink too much.
So have you
That's
ever
the
had
principle?
Have you ever had like an experience in passing out
No.
or
I've
vomiting
never.
or something?
Oh.
For vomiting, yes.
Okay.
For
Oh.
passing out, no.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So in this section, I want to talk about
被忽略了
your hobby. Okay.
Okay.
So your hobby, you attend like a Mun club, in our school, right? For those people who don't know, it's like Model United Nations Club, right?
And you haven't explained anything. That's Model United Nation. And in my mind, that's what the fuck.
Okay, so in this section we will talk about Model
fine.
United Nations and your involvement in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you like to introduce us to Model United Nations?
Okay. Thank you, James. As you explained earlier, MUN is an abbreviation of Model United Nations, which is a it's a model conference, a model UN conference. Which like different participants are representing different countries. The delegate of different countries.
Okay.
And in the conference, different delegates they will discuss a specific topic regarding like global issues or something like that.
Like global warming or like poverty issues or maybe like war issues, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like even though it's not a like the issues you mentioned previously. Something like trade war between US and China can also be
maybe like global crises. You know, sometimes.
So it's like the main goal of the whole Model United Nation is to discuss and talk about something that's
global affairs.
Yeah, the global affairs that are currently happening or like some issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's really
and to come to like a resolution at the end of the meeting.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I attended one event when I was in high school.
Oh, what kind of?
Which country did
so
you
it was
play?
it was like a Model United Nations event, but it was organized by university students and for high school students.
For high school students.
So it's maybe like a junior month.
Like a junior month, yeah.
And I was a delegate for South Korea.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah. And our topic was global warming. Yeah.
So as you being the delegates of a certain country, you have to kind of know about the condition, some background stories.
We have to like gather information on the country and
like the population,
its stance on this matter. Okay, so like South Korea, we would see like how like their personal environmental issues.
And their policies.
And their policies on this issue. And then we will also form allies with like America.
Okay.
Because South Korea is very closely related to like America, and then we will form like groups, right?
That sounds really complicated.
That's my experience with MUN, but I wanted to ask you like your experience with MUN.
How about you?
Maybe yours is more professional or more like more like a real MUN.
So how do you choose which country to play?
We will be assigned by the main chair, by the people who hold the whole conference.
You draw you draw the country.
So before the conference or in the conference?
I think you will get a letter that tells you which country you are before the event. So you have time to prepare for your stance on the issue, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it is important for a good delegate to
do some
for
homework
their country and speak in the position of their country.
Yeah, true.
For example,
what if you strongly disagree with the policy condition in the country that you delegate?
You can't. You are the delegate of the country. You have to.
You have to assign as that.
You have to like play your character.
Exactly.
Like today, you are the diplomat of this country. You have to fight for your own country.
But how like in what very age of the like the whole international condition will you choose to? Like maybe in this year, like some country forming allies in the real world. So you will add that condition into the kind of the Model United Nations conference. Is that possible, or you do that?
Yeah, of course it is possible.
Okay.
And for a good conference and a good participants, they should like, no matter what their personal opinions and personal positions are, they should act like
that country.
Yeah.
Okay.
For it to work,
so it's just like a role playing game.
It's like a role play / debate. You know, and you can practice English.
Yeah, and the role play kind of extend out for like discussion, like the maybe you're kind of being being responsible for your country's citizens. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool.
So which country did you play before?
Oh, that's quite a lot because actually I started my MUN career when I was in high school.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've attended like around 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was a high school student.
Yeah.
And after I entered uni, I realized that I instead of being a delegate like before, what I did in high schools, I tend to want to be the people who
organize the events.
Who organize the Model United
Nations. Like a chair or co-chair or something, right?
So what's the work of chair and co-chair do?
Like chair and co-chair is more like the person who is in charge of the whole conference.
Yeah. So they just kind of attend the conference. They discuss with all the countries, or?
Oh, actually, no.
Oh.
Because
They're
chair,
neutral, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they should stand in a very neutral position.
Yeah.
And unlike other delegates, they should. I mean, the best conference is a conference that chairs and co-chairs shouldn't intervene the
Discussion
conference
between
and discussion
the
itself
debates
as much as possible.
So like you have a session, right? You have different sessions.
Yeah.
And like there are some times for debating. There's some time for like different countries gather together for discussing a certain issue.
I think that is the chair's work, to organize like what time, what needs to happen at when, it's his job or his or her job.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I won't say it's our work, but it's our responsibility to guide our delegates
to keep them in order, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
To make sure that they're in the right pace, in the right flow.
Okay.
That in the end of the whole sessions and the whole conference, they can successfully come up with a good DR, which means draft resolution.
Draft resolution.
Yes.
So how is the DR will be presented, or it will be like kind of showing to other delegates or something?
Yes, actually, the draft resolution will be formed in the middle of the conference, and and different blocks of the delegates, they will just came up with their own DRs, and then they will try to different blocks will try to challenge each other's DRs so that they can eventually came up with the best version.
And we did that also. It's fun.
Oh, really?
So we had a block like we combined our forces with the USA.
You said South Korea.
The other block was like Russia and something and China maybe, and then we would form like a draft resolution, just like she said, and then we will compete for the votes. In the end,
So is there some memorable stories or very impressive, like a very high tension conflict between like the different countries in your experience?
Let me think for a while.
It's just like a debate.
Yeah, it's like a debate.
Yeah, so you would
always
fight.
be in tension, right?
Yeah, you would fight with it.
Fight with each other.
I think
you have to be careful not to offend the delegates.
Yeah, exactly.
To keep it cool and then to talk about only the issue at hand and not about the delegate, right?
Exactly.
That's cool.
And since like part of the MUN session is more like a debate between different blocks, it is a good opportunities for delegates to train their critical thinking skills.
Yeah, that's really true.
And but like unlike other debate competitions, MUN is quite different because in the end, the ultimate honor for the delegate is the best delegate.
The best delegate.
Best delegate award, and the best delegate award was chosen by chair, but like normally the chair will choose the one who wins the best votes from their DR.
DR. So they should focus on their DR more than the debates.
They should focus on the equal.
Equally.
It's like you have to be part of a winning team Okay.
Yeah.
So there are two teams, and then normally the best delegate will be out of the winning team with the winning DR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally the recipient.
Recipient.
Recipient. Okay. Thank you.
So will countries like America or China have some privilege?
No, because you have to combine all the small countries, because every country has the same vote, basically. So they will often. I think the best delegate will be. I mean, in the month I attended, the best delegate was given to the winning team.
Yeah, the head
and then
of
the losing
winning
team also had one, honorable mention. Or something like that. Yeah.
And the interesting part is like, who are the one who votes? The answer was the delegates. So it's more like the delegate will choose who's the winner. And like the normal debate
choose
competition.
like the DR winner, right? The winning team will be chosen by all the delegates.
Yeah, because the votes of the DR is from the delegates. But the normal debate competitions, that the winning team was chosen by the judges.
The judges, yeah.
So I think one of the very important element for a winning team, the head of the winning team, is that the head should have a good charisma.
Charisma.
Because you're gonna let like other delegates
to be persuasive about your issues.
Not only persuasive, but you also have to make other delegates like you.
That's true.
Because like a lot of attendants in the Model United Nations conference are actually freshies.
Okay.
So sometimes they don't really know about
what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so you're not the freshy one. You're the senior one.
Maybe
like
I'm not the freshy one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's actually really fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was in a MUN event, we teamed up with USA and Japan. And then we actually talked to a lot of the African countries.
Yeah.
Right. Because they are like in the moment of they are starting their development, right, on global warming, right?
Yeah.
So they have like they're just starting their industrialization.
Yeah.
So we had this draft resolution that had a deal with them. So we told them that we will provide them, because we are the richer countries, right?
Yeah.
So we will provide them with the better equipment.
Yeah. So
but then in exchange, we will regulate their emission of CO2.
So you kind of invest them to control their emissions.
So we will give them equipment, but we will ask them to regulate their carbon dioxide emission.
Yeah. That's
So it's not actually maybe it's not that easy in the real world.
But,
after we told them that we got the deal, and then the votes.
This is a model one.
Yeah, the votes in Africa basically all came to our team.
So this is something I want to ask about. Do you think what's the difference between the model UN conference and a real UN conference?
I think, to be honest, I believe that there was a quite huge difference between the model one and the true one. Yeah, because like as you can see, the for your example,
global warming problem.
Actually, in the reality, it's quite hard for like developed countries like China to really
control their emission. Yeah, true.
Yeah, control their emission and try to like give money to different African.
Like I would say the main
countries.
difference is that most of the attendees are actually just amateurs. They're not like real government officials. Okay, and then they also don't come from that country, so they don't know don't know a lot about the country.
Real condition of each country.
In like the real UN, there's a lot more. Maybe
a lot of intricate,
and also
controversial.
Also, diplomats are very, very good at
negotiating,
leveraging their other countries and such, and it's much more complicated. Than what we do.
Way more complicated.
I would say it's more like a brainstorming event. And maybe train your ability to speak English in the public.
And
maybe
debate and also
make friends, convince other people.
That's very good. So there's another question I want to ask. So
sure.
We know that in real United Nations they have a system called the permanent member. The big fives. Right? So is the system kind of included into this kind of model United Nations events?
Yes, but it is only in Security Council.
Yeah, that's true for the United Nations.
Yeah, same as the United Nations.
Yeah.
Because for MUN, Model United Nations, like we would organize different topics under different conference, different committees. Yeah, so when we're holding a conference under Security Council, then the participants would definitely be
the permanent members.
Yeah,
the big fives. Yeah. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
So is North Korea one of the members of UN?
North Korea?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I think it really doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in the Model United Nations. It's more
just more like a role-playing game.
Yeah, it's like a role-playing game.
When talking about security, North Korea and his nuclear problem is always a focus point.
Yeah. I think the other topic we were about to discuss was nuclear problems. But we didn't have time. We only had time for the environmental conference. Yeah.
So maybe there's one last question for me to ask is that since you said that you have attended so many MUN events since you're in high school, so is there any like the passionate point that drives you through this process? That you're going to attend the MUN as delegate and also as a chair or co-chair constantly? Is there something you really like about the MUN?
At first, like maybe for the first few MUN conference I attended, it's more like it gave me an opportunity to speak out loud and to really engage in a topic which I wasn't very familiar with, or I didn't really spend a lot of time on it. On that topic. Then after attending that MUN, I will be able to know more about that topic, and I would be able to like understand more about people,
the rest of the world.
The rest of the world. But after attending more months, like still when I was in high school, I realized that the most important thing that MUN gave me was an ability to negotiate with other people.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, because like in reality, actually it's hard to
practice the skill of negotiation, right?
No,
what is that?
Actually you can definitely practice your negotiation skills in different places. Yeah. But in MUN, you'll find that it's really hard to let everyone agree with a single thing, even though you thought it was trivial or you thought it was like definitely true.
I think that everyone's viewpoints are very diverse.
Yeah.
It's not like the real life. You always like your friends or like your families. You're like the similar viewpoints.
It's called too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like reality, right?
Yeah, just like reality.
Yeah. So
you have to learn to like convince like even your enemies. You know, to make
not only convincing, but sometimes you also have to be convinced.
Yeah. Also, I think a big part is you have to think you have to step in their shoes. And then think in the perspective of their own country, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you also have to strike a balance because you don't want to
and they're more bonus for them.
You don't want to sacrifice your own country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would say that a good delegate might be a bit aggressive, but a wise delegate, he or she might be able to bridge different blocks.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of the wisdom of cooperation.
Yeah, exactly.
And the true insights.
So diplomats are really, hard jobs, right?
Yeah.
Talking about diplomats, I've heard that James are have been at the time very interesting about the job of diplomats.
Oh, is that so?
I went to like when I applied for college, I applied for like the diplomatic department in National Zhenji University.
Zhenji means just politics.
Yeah.
Mandarin.
It's called. I think it's just called Zhenji University.
Yes.
NCCU.
Yeah. UCCU.
But I got destroyed in the meeting in the interview.
Destroyed in the view
because they asked some like really hard questions for me.
I see.
So did you pass it?
No, I think I was
failed.
I didn't.
Oh,
I wasn't. My application wasn't approved.
Yeah.
So if you did get the admission, will you attend?
I won't. I don't like the school. It's like in the middle of the mountains, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it gives me like a bad vibe, you know. It's like
The lifestyle.
the day when I went there, it was raining and stuff, and it was a really old school.
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
it just gave me like dark vibes.
Dark vibes.
Wait, maybe our subscribers, some of our subscribers are from
SNCU.
No, I
You
don't think so. Yeah,
really?
we only have 40. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay, so doesn't matter.
But maybe one day when you got like 100K
Yeah, but
subscribers.
they won't listen this far into
anyway.
it,
This
you know?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Totally sure.
I think the students from National Tsinghua University, they also think like this.
Ah.
You know, they just don't say. They
They
probably,
just don't say
you know,
it.
I actually hear a lot of my classmates complain about the
I see.
school.
University. Yeah.
How
Like
about
also-
NTHU? Is there something you guys can
NTHU
complain about?
was like beautiful in the beginning.
Like first things first, it's in Hsinchu.
Yeah,
It's in Hsinchu.
I really
so-
don't like
Actually,
the weather.
it's good.
here.
Like it's hard to gain weight in Hsinchu anyway.
Oh really?
Right?
Gain weight part. Okay.
No, it's easy to gain weight
Right,
in college.
No.
It just
College. If you had nothing to eat, you'll choose McDonald's.
yeah, it's
But
ultimately
you
just
know
bad
what?
for you.
Like
Yeah, okay.
I was from Hsinchu,
Yeah.
and like I always consider myself as like a bit slim person. Yeah, but
you're
then
slim, right?
oh thank
That's
you.
true.
But then I went to Singapore. I suddenly gained like at least 8 kg in 1 year.
Then that proves that Hsinchu is such a bad place at eating.
Yeah,
about eating.
but in another way, you can also say that Hsinchu is a place that is hard to gain weight.
Yeah, about the losing weight stage. So
Yeah.
everyone wants to lose weight should
It's
move
like
to
a-
Hsinchu.
But it's not healthy to live here. I don't think so.
I can
It's like
prove
a-
her point. My body fat is about 9%.
Okay, this is
Okay.
really low.
Really,
you know?
really
Yeah.
low. Yeah.
Also, you just live next to the
Next
school,
to school.
next to
Okay.
our university.
Birds.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay, so let's finish the month's topic.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit more about MUN or not?
Oh, I think it's enough.
Okay.
By the way, I won best delegate
Really?
the
Oh.
year I,
Wow.
attended.
That's great
Wow,
Thank you.
impressive.
for you. The
Thank you
freshie,
very
the
much.
freshie.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Freshie on ones. Okay.
So why didn't you keep attending Hmong?
I think there wasn't like a lot of opportunity when I started, or maybe I didn't look for it. Maybe
I see.
maybe in the third grade I was more focused on getting into college, and I had less time to go to like a MUN event.
I see.
Yeah, but now talking about it, I want to go to another one.
No.
Oh, actually, I was the co-chair of TWMUN,
Okay.
Taiwan
No, Taiwan.
Model United
Yeah.
Nations,
Okay.
which will be held in December
Okay.
2019.
Advertisement time.
Yeah,
So
it's
can,
advertisement
so can you still
time.
attend now or no?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Can I apply for it now?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like directly just link
Yeah.
into
Also,
the website.
you can you have teammates, right?
You mean
You
like
need to
other co-chairs?
Yeah.
And,
No. I mean, for the delegates,
Oh.
do you apply as a team or apply as personally?
I think you could do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Yen, are you interested?
Yeah.
You want to form a group?
December, are you interested?
Yeah. Why
I
not?
think it should be fun, really.
It should
Yeah.
be fun,
Right?
okay.
And
It's
also,
like a weekend only, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
only for a weekend.
And you also have like a night event, right?
Yeah, we have spectacular like
Okay, that's cool.
social
that's cool.
events.
Okay, we'll consider.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
if
consider.
you're
We'll consider.
if you're an
Also,
alcoholic,
you want to go?
Yeah. Alcoholic.
yeah,
I'm not an alcoholic. I don't know. What
Yeah. Personally,
I don't know what
we
you're
don't
talking
drink.
about. Yeah, I
we
don't
don't. We
drink.
just don't
Oh,
drink.
My high school
Oh, okay, you
classmate.
guys don't drink.
Yeah, we
I don't
Yeah.
drink. I don't know
we
what
don't
you're talking
drink
about.
recently. Yeah. Very. Yeah.
I gotta take a pictures of these.
You know, my,
beer cans.
One of my maybe you can say
Yeah.
one of the stuff that worries me. One of my worries or something is that I can't get drunk. I cannot get drunk.
Oh really?
It takes a
Half a
lot
bottle of alcohol, and that
to
means
get me
money.
drunk. Yeah.
Oh no! No
So,
way.
you can drink
Sunday,
rice alcohol.
Last Sunday we went to see Detention, right?
Yeah, there's
like a horror movie.
It's like a movie.
I don't want to talk about
coming up.
I don't want to talk about it, but you know, it's a horror movie, right? And so we went to see it, and I was scared about this, scared to see horror movies. So I bought a bottle of whiskey.
And he drank half bottle
almost all of the whiskey, and then
oh no!
And there's nothing to do with his terror.
And then I still saw the whole movie.
Actually,
without falling
I
asleep.
think I was scared by you. Yes.
It was
Not
so
because of the
scary.
movie, but
I don't
because
even
of
like that movie.
the amount of alcohol
He had
drank.
took. Yeah.
When he was scared, he just shook.
Shake the chairs.
Shake a chair.
Yeah,
Did
I
I?
feel that. I
Did
feel
he?
that.
Did I do that?
And that's crazy. That you're
It's unconscious.
You're watching the movie and the chair is starting to shake very hard. Wow, it's a 4D experience.
Yeah, it's more like a 4D movie.
It's turning a bottle cap or something.
Yeah. And you shake.
I think I was
the
scared by
chairs.
the person next to me.
Yeah. And she's screaming, right?
Yeah, she also scared.
That's scary.
Anyway,
Yeah, that movie is quite scary.
horrible experience.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I don't like to watch horror movies too. Yeah, I think of it horror. So, do you watch horror movies? Tiffany?
No, I never.
Never.
Yeah.
So,
That's
maybe
a
like it
good
on the
idea.
TV
That's
or
a good idea.
like never on TV.
I would say.
Never on
Even
TV.
on TV? No?
Not even on TV.
Oh, really?
I don't
think
want
that's
to spend money and time on something that will hurt myself.
Yeah,
that's
also
spend-
my point.
hurt
That's also
myself
reasonable.
And also,
mentally.
I was originally I didn't want to go. I was peer pressured into going to this event.
But it's kind of a cliche game for like graduation trips that you watch horror movies together.
Yeah, but
Don't you have that?
I know, like during my graduation trip,
Yeah.
my roommates they do watch.
Yeah.
the
I watched
horror
Annabelle
movie.
when I was in the graduation trip. I was totally fucked up that night. I cannot fall asleep. Yeah, that's
It
totally
was like so scary. Like
So
why do
scary.
you want to scare yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really cannot understand.
I just
people who enjoy it.
I just cover my whole head inside to the
Yeah.
bed and just it's very
Yeah,
scary.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, no more
Yeah,
no
no
more
more-
further
no more of
talks
the-
about
Yeah.
terror movies.
the horrible
movies.
experience,
No,
okay.
But it's
I think the movie was
detention.
okay.
You
It's
thought
not
it was
scary.
not
Yeah.
really
It's not.
scary.
It's not. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Okay.
I mean, you can support the
The company,
Taiwanese
The development
producers
company, but
by the games.
won't,
or
but I won't-
something.
I won't.
Yeah.
recommend any
Okay.
of those.
So talking about movies, is there any like of a category of the movies you like very much?
Yeah, I think I pretty enjoy action movies.
Action movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Fast
what
and
kind?
Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that
Oh.
one is fine.
Okay.
I think you like Bullhead.
Old Hat.
I like all the X-Men movies.
X-Men.
Yeah, I like all the X-Men
I like
movies,
X-Men
first of all, and
movies too.
And also like all the
From
movies
Marvels.
with Jason Statham. Do you know Jason Statham?
Statham, yeah.
The bald guy, bald English guy.
Bald English guy, yeah.
And he's always like
driving
the bad
taxi
guy.
or yeah.
No, it's not.
And that's taxi one.
No, I think there was like a delivery.
A
movie,
delivery,
right?
yeah.
And he had like 4 or 5
Oh.
movies.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah,
all of
yeah.
those. Those are great.
Oh,
I like those.
very
I like
cool.
those. Yeah.
That's also cool.
He's a cool guy.
You just mentioned that you like movies from Marvel. How about like
No, I only
Bat-
like X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I only like X-Men.
So Tiffany, you watch Avengers or something? Like Avengers, what was it?
Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah, like some
Yeah, I watched.
superhero movies.
I watched
yeah.
them, but I enjoy Batman the most.
Batman.
Yeah,
So you watched The
it's in
Dark Knight.
DC world.
Do you want to watch
Yeah,
Joker?
That's very
actually,
great.
I was a big fan of Christopher Nolan.
Wow, I'm a big fan of Christopher
Yeah,
Nolan
I
too,
think-
and his brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's just the legend of this
The legend
area
of this
era.
Yeah. Very, very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
excited about the Joker movie.
Yeah. Just a Joker movie.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Joker. I
Yeah.
really want to
Same.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
but Heath Ledger, yeah.
I mean, I told him the other day, like, if
Yeah,
Heath
yeah.
Ledger were to, perform in the new,
From the new
Joker, movie,
that
it
would
would be
a
such
legend.
a great,
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
legendary. Yeah,
Slowly looking forward to it. I also want to watch.
I want to watch Joker. Yeah, we should organize like a movie watching event.
Yeah,
maybe
of course
sometime.
we should.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe aside of movie, what did you said you watched Netflix? What did you watch on Netflix?
I watched Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Oh,
Yeah,
Black
for some
Mirror. I'm
episodes.
interested in the show.
Yeah, but I haven't
I
had
really
a chance to watch
it's a
it.
topic I'm really interested in. It's like the dystopian, like
Yeah, dystopian.
you know,
Yeah.
kind of and also all the technology in that. I'm really interested in that, but I don't
The
have
sci-fi movie.
I don't yet.
And-
I don't have Netflix.
Account.
I have Amazon Prime
Amazon Prime.
because
yeah.
I watched American Gods.
American Gods.
And,
yeah.
and the other Neil Gaiman show. I
You
forgot
watch the series.
Oh,
from
Good
Amazon.
Omens. Good Omens. And
Yeah, we'll talk about
American Gods. So I ordered like a Amazon Prime.
Oh, so you can also watch like dramas from.
Yeah, there are also like
Nice.
movies on that, but it's different from Netflix. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
They have
Cool.
a completely different set of shows.
Interesting. How about you guys? Did you guys subscribe Netflix or like Amazon Prime?
Like
Or you guys only
I'm
watch
pretty sure
Dongman
that
Fong?
yes, I really pretty sure that Daniel just have downloaded all the
Jojo
JoJo
movies.
series
Oh, really?
movies
Jojo
into his computer.
Even OAV, OVA,
Even OAV
OVA.
OVAs. Okay, original. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for all of them.
Do you want to
Just in
talk
a
JoJo?
disc.
Do you want to talk JoJo? I
JoJo.
can give you 10 minutes, okay?
Give it to me. So make a brief introduction about JoJo. What is it? What do you kind of at what point do you like JoJo?
The style.
Yeah.
Style?
Like first of all, JoJo is the name of
Yeah.
Protagonist.
the protagonist of different seasons of the JoJo
The JoJo series,
series. And like to be honest, like there's no really direct relations between different
JoJo's.
seasons,
Okay.
different JoJo seasons, but like and the whole like story background is also
They're very
quite
different.
quite varied.
I've heard that it's just like word game things. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So what do you like the most about JoJo?
I think the most interesting part
Yeah.
of JoJo is that there are a lot of like fighting scenes.
Yes.
Fighting scene.
Yeah, and they will like. I cannot really tell, but the plot was just very like
Fascinating.
fascinating, and it's hard to like imagine or to guess the next step.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting,
unpredictable.
unpredictable plot. Okay. So you're kind of be very get into the plot that is set up by the author. Yeah. Okay.
And also the whole like script was very very exaggerated. For every characters they would
totally exaggerated.
yeah, like not only for their voices their
Voices,
sounds, but
sounds.
also their positions.
Yeah, the position, the pose they're moving on. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll try to watch JoJo. Okay.
Maybe not.
Oh, maybe not. Okay, the JoJo time stops here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what other animes do you watch?
Yeah.
You watch Hunter?
Oh, I also watched Shingeki no Kyojin.
What?
Oh,
is
the
that?
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Personally myself is a great Attack on Titan fan, and I always wish James that's just want him to watch that, and I can share with it. But he don't like the horror part of
It's just-
Really?
Attack on
It's
It's
Titan.
weird. It looks weird. It's not horror. It's
Oh,
I never
weird.
watched
weird.
horror movies.
But it's scary at the first place. You were
Like
saying.
I don't like to watch anything
Yeah,
that scares.
scares,
me.
yeah, that's
I like to-
disgusting.
I only like watch
Okay.
comedies or
Yeah.
stuff.
But it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
then
interesting.
go watch your Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
Okay, I'm gonna watch Teletubbies and then
Okay, and your
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. No, SpongeBob's
Simpsons.
great.
Yeah.
SpongeBob is actually a bit like for
adults.
not for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would say Simpsons is more for the adults.
Adults.
Oh yeah.
I really like
And
Simpsons.
Rick and Morty.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I don't
Really?
know. I've never tried to watch Rick
Okay.
and Morty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So what kind of music do you listen to?
Actually, I don't really spend a lot of time listening to
Listen to
music.
Okay.
But like I do because I dance, so I do
Okay.
listen to some old school hip hop.
Uh-huh.
Old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 80s hip hop, like Snoop Dogg or
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah, so I'm also having the question about listening to music. So, like personally, I kind of seldom listen to music. Like when I'm walking or commuting, or I don't listen to music at those circumstances. So when did you listen to music, or you especially listen to some disc or some albums for?
Because I have Spotify, so I listen to music mostly on Spotify.
Spotify too. I have.
Yeah, and also I just listen anywhere I can.
Yeah. So if you're just having earpod, then you put on.
Yeah, so maybe on the bus or during my walk to school.
Yeah, I always found out that all of my friends, they're constantly having kind of knowing about new trends about music and having new albums and having new songs, and I just can't keep track of them.
I don't. There's like a phenomenon.
Or the algorithm just helps you.
This is like a phenomenon. Yeah. There is a research on this. Some people, it's called I think you only listen to the old songs. You don't listen to the new songs. You don't like the new songs.
To the new songs.
It's like an acquired taste or something. It's fixed taste.
Yeah, like for me, I personally, I just listen to my the song I saved in my Spotify.
Yeah.
So if I always add new songs. If I'm like watching YouTube and there's I jump into a new album and I found that the song very fascinating, or then I'll follow that artist. So I'm kind of getting artist to artist. I'm not getting from songs to songs.
So I see.
Yeah, that's my.
I used to collect like CDs.
Yeah,
like music CDs. Like also over there,
here,
like
I
have some music CDs.
Yeah.
I listen to mostly heavy metal.
Kind of music?
And heavy metal.
It's a metalhead.
And hip hop also.
Good.
But
recently,
how do you play this CD with your MacBook Pro?
So now I don't listen to. I used to have like a whole iTunes library full of music.
Wow.
And I have like an iPod and it's full of music. But now I have Spotify, so I can listen to music on Spotify. Yeah. So basically, Spotify killed
everything.
The CD industry.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I guess like even before Spotify became famous,
the CD industry has dropped.
Yeah, right. I think think about iTunes. How iTunes destroyed the
YouTube just make a great difference about.
No, I mean
everything.
Even though on iTunes you still buy them directly from the artist.
From the artist.
Yeah,
but with streaming though, you just nowadays the artists only get to earn their money from like touring or like selling their merchandise. Yeah. So basically, we're trying to extend this interview as long as possible because we seldom get a chance to actually talk to you. So we could, maybe talk about a lot of, whatnot.
So there's another topic I would like to question that maybe everyone can talk about this.
Yeah.
So it's that since you're been to other countries for exchange students, so I'm always like to ask about, do you have any exotic experience? The most exotic experience in your life?
The most exotic experience.
What does that mean, though?
Yes,
that just depends on your definition of exotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I define like exotic experience as an experience I haven't or didn't get a chance to experience
you can
in
define
Taiwan, I would say that going to Singapore as an exchange student gave me an experience to become a solo traveler and a scuba diver.
Solo traveler,
Yeah, because like as you can see from the global map, Singapore was located in the middle of the SEA. So I got a chance to travel to a lot of SEA countries in a very, very low price.
Wow, that's really great.
Yeah, so like during my solo trips, I can get a chance to travel to different countries and meet different people. Yeah, and also it's more like gave me a chance to enhance my courage to put myself into a totally different and a new, strange environment. And I can still enjoy myself.
So you travel alone? You say you're a solo traveler?
Yeah, I travel
alone.
alone.
That's really cool.
But I guess the interesting point about solo traveling is that you are traveling solo, but you are never alone.
So it comes to you encounter different people at the place you.
Yes.
So like what is your kind of find some partners that going to the same place as you're going to?
Yeah, like for a lot of solo traveler, we would stay in some place called like
hostels.
Hostels.
Yeah, where you can get the chance to meet a lot of people. Maybe like you can hang out for a night and then like for dinner or for a drink. Then you guys can like maybe travel together for few days.
Yeah. Oh, that's very great. That's
very great. And you can like meet different people like from totally different background.
Yeah.
So actually, our guest next week is somebody who went on solo travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to talk about
so
spontaneous travel next week.
Ah.
So you'll tune in next week.
Yeah. Maybe
you can. Maybe you'll find it interesting.
She's really good at having a lot of experience on.
Yeah.
Oh, do I know her?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Anyways, you can listen to
the next episode.
We'll tell you next week.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Okay. We're excited too.
So how about you guys? What's your most exotic experience? It's not necessarily to be like have to leave Taiwan island. This can be some part of
the most decent place I have ever been is Jinmen Island.
Okay.
So this is an island that is next to mainland China, right?
Yes.
They're very close to mainland China, but it belongs to like the government of Taiwan that's ruling Taiwan now. So how's the experience? What's the point of exotic you feel about?
Well, it was a battlefield in 1950 or 60s.
Yeah.
So there are lots of parks or museums about military things.
Okay.
Maybe a tank.
Like bunkers, right?
Bunkers.
Yeah.
Military museums and such.
Oh. Well, we seldom see that in Taiwan island. Yeah.
For me, it was probably Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah, because I only went there once, and then we went to like the small cities.
Which part?
Not Ho Chi Minh City.
Modules,
The other city.
The other city. It's the north part of.
I forgot which city it was.
It's called
Saigon.
Hanoi.
Hanoi. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot Saigon or Hanoi.
Saigon is Hanoi.
Anyways, it's like really special.
Yeah.
I've never been there before, and I've been there once, but before that, I've never been to places like that before. It's a lot. It's still developing.
Yeah.
And then there are no like zebra crossings.
No zebra.
Yeah, no zebra crossings.
So
and
they are just
almost no cars.
Oh,
So people there like ride like the old motorcycles and stuff.
Oh.
Like in the 50s or 60s in Taiwan. Yeah, in 60s, 70s in Taiwan.
Just ever crowded with motorcycles.
Yeah, crowded with motorcycles and no zebra crossings. And I remember there was like a shop. There was like a stand, food stand.
Yeah.
In just nowhere, and it was really great. It was Vietnamese pho.
Pho.
The beef noodles.
Oh yeah.
It was really good.
Oh.
You didn't expect it to be so good in the food stands.
The food in Vietnam was spectacular.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
Yeah. Personally, I love Vietnam food. Yeah, that's great. Very great.
Yeah. So that's about enough time for today. We want to have like a post podcast interview with you.
Okay,
like
sure.
How was the experience in this podcast?
Overall, I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
What's your feedback on our performance maybe or on this topic or something?
Actually, I think part of the reason is because like I haven't get a chance to listen to the podcast.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to make a very good comment right now.
I can think, but like, you share your direct feelings.
Yeah, but like in terms of the whole like recording experience, I think it's quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys probably have to buy a new
microphone.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do.
Because sometimes it might be a bit like confusing for like not listening to
everyone's sound.
Today was a bit like a
mistake,
like a technical difficulty. Maybe next time we'll fix the mic problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you on this show today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's been nice talking to you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we want to encourage you to listen to us on all the platforms, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on everywhere, anywhere you can find us. And also subscribe to us on YouTube.
Maybe invite some friends to...
Yeah, invite some friends to maybe listen to... Even though you've just listened to a little part, we want to encourage you to comment and talk to us what you think about this episode. We would love to talk back to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
And
so far, what is your guys' favorite episode? what's the
recommended episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I like got limited time, I want to see the one that you guys like the most.
Okay. So, let me think for a moment. This is actually a topic of future episodes. Let me check. Let me think a bit.
Sure.
Maybe the episode about friendship.
Friendship.
Oh, yeah. Last week we have recorded a new episode. Next week, yes. It's not. It haven't been published yet, so maybe everyone could check out later. Yes.
I would say the best episode, the best recorded episode, is episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you want to know more about ourselves or more about our personalities, I would say listen to episode 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are my top
8
picks.
And 4?
8 and 4.
How about you? What do you think?
I think the episode about friendship is
that's the 8th one. Yeah,
that's episode 8. Yeah.
And that's an episode that we don't have any specific topic. That's
episode 4. Yeah, so basically the same as mine. How about you?
Personally, I love the episode 8 very much, but it haven't been published yet, so maybe we can wait for it.
But it will be published when this is published.
Yes. Okay.
So okay. Mine episode is episode
next week. Yeah, episode 9.
Okay. So and the second one I've loved about is it's the second episode.
Second episode.
It's
okay, so one with Crystal.
Yeah.
I think that will be interesting to you.
To you, yeah.
Our classmate Crystal.
Okay.
The one who went to Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
The story is very interesting and very inspiring about her.
Yeah. That's a really nice story. Okay, so we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.